The movie opens many generations after Keezer's death in a world where apes have formed various clans and humans have devolved into a feral state. No, a young ape is preparing for his coming-of-age ceremony. To fulfill this rite, he sets out with his friends Anaya and Suna to collect eagle eggs. Anaya suggests they only take 2 eggs and leave one for the eagle's family, a tradition they've learned to show respect for nature. They are reminded to care for the eggs just as their father had cared for them. While Suna scouts the area, she spots something unusual on a cliff and leads her friends to investigate. They discover more eggs, but when Suna tries to retrieve one, the mother eagle attacks her, knocking her off the cliff. In a stroke of luck, she grabs onto a tree branch and secures the egg. Undeterred by the danger, the brothers carefully return to their horses. Soon, they sense someone nearby and follow clues that lead them to evidence of strangers. In a nearby tunnel, they find a blanket, which they quickly take before leaving to avoid being detected. Back at their camp, the younger apes eagerly gather around Noah, excited to hear about the eggs. Noah searches for his mother, who has taught him a great deal. Proud of him, she tells Noah that his father wishes to see him. Birdmaster Koro greets Noah with a serious expression, sensing that something is amiss. When Noah shows him the blanket, which carries a human scent, Koro becomes annoyed and insists it should have been discarded. Noah is aware that it's against the rules to leave their territory. Koro expresses concern about the human blood on the blanket, but ultimately trusts Noah, advising him to inform the elders after the union's ceremony to avoid any potential problems. In the following scene, Anaya speaks with Noah about the blanket. Noah explains that the elders have sent scouts to keep humans away. Later, while Noah sharpens his weapons and attends to his chores, he senses someone nearby. Upon investigation, he encounters a frightened woman who charges at him before quickly fleeing. During their struggle, the egg he collected accidentally breaks. As a result, he won't be able to join the union ceremony. Even though his dad is the bird master, it might not make an exception for him. Determined to find another egg, he goes out at night with his horse into the forest. There, a heartbreaking sight unfolds when a dying ape falls to the ground behind him. Soon, other apes on horseback arrive to see what happened. The second in command asks what happened, and the leader explains that explorers killed the ape and found a blanket that smelled like humans. The second in command suspects the girl's involvement and orders her to find her clan. Noah's horse accidentally runs away, and the girl mistakenly believes it's hers. She tries to encourage it, hoping it will lead them to her clan. Noah attempts to rush back to warn his people, but it's too late. Hooded apes are setting their camp on fire. In all the chaos, he finds Anaya and her brother. Noah tries to help them escape, but one of the apes hits him. Just as they are about to finish him off, his brother tells him to go and save their father. Meanwhile, one of the elders is brutally killed by the leader of the invaders, who claims it's in Keezer's name and orders the prisoners to be taken to Proximus to find the humans. At that time, Noah, acting as the leader, sent a message with an A. After sending it, Noah found his father, Koro, and told him he was sorry, admitting it was all his fault. Koro set the birds free, but now he must face the second in command. Noah hides and watches. The aggressor threatens Koro with a taser, ordering him to lower his head. Koro tries to fight back but is weakened, getting burned and shocked. Not wanting his father to die, Noah attacks the aggressor. The furious enemy chases and corners Noah. Just as he's about to kill Koro, Noah throws himself at him, trying to strangle him, but he's not strong enough. The second in command beats him up badly. Noah tries to save his father, but the enemy easily throws him aside. On the edge of falling, Noah watches as his father takes his last breath before falling into the abyss. Noah survives the ordeal, but when he wakes up, he finds his father dead and sees the chaos caused by the invaders. Determined to honor his father, he buries him with a makeshift grave and promises to reunite his family and bring them back home. Riding his horse, Noah heads towards the area where everything seems to have started. He crosses a small bridge, and outside the valley, he sees the remains of a city, now hidden by trees. While exploring, he discovers his mother's blanket, prompting him to follow her trail. As night falls, he makes a fire to rest. Upon waking up, he gets attacked, so he moves further into the forest and comes across the leftovers of fire. While inspecting the site, he falls into a trap that suspends him with fire below his feet. He manages to free himself, but not without taking a hard blow. At that moment, he encounters someone who demands him to speak. Asking about his identity without his mask and weapons, Noah tells them that he's not part of the group that attacked them. He explains that his mother was killed, his clan was taken from him, and he's been following the trail of the invaders. Raka becomes less defensive and shares that he went through a similar situation. When Noah asks if he's seen his clan, Raka sadly says he hasn't seen anything, mentioning he's there to safeguard books, which are ancient records of ideas. Noah learns that the symbols in these books hold meanings, and in Caesar's time, apes understood them. Noah brings up how the attackers of his clan used Caesar's name. Raka expresses shame for how they misrepresented Caesar's message. When No asks about who Caesar truly was, Raka laments that many have forgotten his real legacy. No explains that in his clan, the elders make the rules. Raka points out that before those elders, it was Caesar who taught what it truly means to be an ape. He was a great leader and lawmaker, teaching principles like apes are stronger together and apes don't harm apes. As a member of Caesar's group, Raka still follows these teachings, even though he's the last one left. No asks what he's referring to, and Raka explains that the apes built something as a shelter for humans, although nowadays it's rare to find any. In Caesar's time, there were many of them. No looks at a picture of humans and asks what it is. Raka says they're humans. No says he's never seen one and thinks of them as scavengers. Raka explains that humans have changed from when apes and humans coexisted and believes learning about Caesar and the books is important for preserving his legacy and their kind. No wants to return to his course, but is upset when the mysterious woman he encountered earlier briefly approaches his course before leaving again. Though he doesn't see her as a threat, he still believes she stole from his village. Raka figures out that the woman followed No from his village, so she decides to go with him to find out why she's following him. Then they see the eagle, and No remembers it's the eagle's son, the of his father, who's been following him to tease him. No explains that his family raises eagles and that his clan sings to them, forming a special bond. When Raka asks No to sing, he declines, explaining that his father is exceptionally skilled at singing for the eagles. Even managing to sing for two at once, a talent No feels he does not possess. That night, No spots a woman hiding in the trees and attempts to communicate with her. She cautiously approaches, watching him closely. No suspects she is following him because she is hungry. Raka offers the woman No's clothes to keep her warm, but No hesitates, explaining its significance to him. Raka insists on showing kindness. Reluctantly, No gives the cloth to the woman, who accepts it gratefully. Noticing her intelligence and resourcefulness, they decide to name her Nova, a name from Caesar's time. No then asks why Caesar cared so much about humans. Raka explains that according to legend, Caesar was raised by humans. He was the first elder to lead with decency, morality, strength, and compassion, setting an example for future generations. Later, No decides to explore alone and discovers an old telescope. He struggles to use it until Nova appears and demonstrates she knows how to use it. The next day, Raka seems skeptical but doesn't press the issue. Raka also looks through the telescope and notices something ape-like in Nova. He suggests bringing her along, but Nova disagrees, pointing out that they don't have an extra horse. Raka resolves the issue by sharing his horse with Nova. As they journey through the forest, they encounter creatures they call striped horses. Raka is surprised, thinking these herds no longer existed. Although No appears uninterested in the humans, he is influenced by Raka's desire to protect them. He decides to go off on his own. Before he leaves, Raka gives him a necklace, symbolizing his membership in Caesar's order. No rides away on his horse, but he doesn't go far. Nova appears anxious and Raka tries to calm her. Suddenly, a noise alarms everyone, including No, as a group of apes searching for them emerges, intent on hunting down the humans. Raka yells for them to stop while No watches from a vantage point. Unable to find the human they seek, the apes decide to broaden their search, leaving Nova trapped in the tall grass. With limited options, she stands up and calls out. No! Hearing her, No rushes to her aid just in time. Another ape follows, but Raka intervenes and rides away. The three escape and No is astonished to learn that Nova can speak, calling her by her name. At first, Raka doubts it until Nova speaks again, revealing her real name, May. Both apes are amazed. May explains that she knows where No's clan was taken and that she is searching for others like her. Raka asks if there are more like her, and May confirms that there is another. She explains that her mother taught her to stay silent for safety. When Raka inquires about her mother's whereabouts, May sadly reveals that she is now alone. Still processing the recent events, Raka acknowledges there's much to discuss. He offers his blanket to May for warmth, and they spend the night together. Meanwhile, No tries to figure out how to use the taser that was used against him. The next day, as they attempt to cross a rickety bridge, they find themselves surrounded by apes. No is captured first, and the apes then try to toss May into the river. Raka intervenes, but he ends up in trouble himself. The situation looks grim as one of the apes also immobilizes No too, struggling to stay above the water. Raka reminds No that they're stronger together. Both are then taken to a wall where a group of apes gives them frightening looks. May is separated from No and Raka. No is greeted somewhat warmer by the apes. From a distance, No spots a walled city by the sea where he finally reunites with his family, who welcome him back with open arms. As No reunites with his brother, May finds herself in a room with a man who hands her a robe. He asks where she is from, but she remains silent. The man reveals that he was also lost before finding Proximus, implying that her past doesn't matter much here. He then asks her who she is. May responds that she is a human who doesn't help apes. Their conversation is interrupted by the sound of a bugle, announcing a meeting and the arrival of Proximus. From his vantage point, Noah hears the crowd echoing everything Proximus says. He declares he has surpassed the legendary Caesar and will correct their past mistake. Noah quietly remarks to his mother that Proximus is nothing like Caesar, but she warns him to be cautious, reminding him that they are under Proximus' control now. Proximus expresses excitement about the treasures beyond the wall, believing that opening the door will be difficult but not impossible, and echoes Caesar's words. He commands to open it, but the attempt proves unsuccessful. From a distance, Trevathan reassures May, telling her there's nothing to fear on the other side, since everything there has long been destroyed. Angrily, May retorts that he doesn't understand, explaining that when the government went underground, many humans were left behind that door. Trevathan tells May that what's inside the wall can never belong to the apes, and advises her to focus on the present, not the past. He offers her the chance to enjoy the same comforts he does. However, May refuses, stating she doesn't want to help the apes build their world. Trevathan counters, saying it's already their world. Meanwhile, Noah's mother confides in him, revealing that even the elders now submit to the authority of Proximus Caesar. Noah asserts that the elders don't know everything and keep many secrets from them. Suddenly, a guard interrupts them and escorts Noah away. At an upcoming banquet, the host welcomes both Noah and May, praising May's understanding of evolution. However, the host notes that progress takes time, which May doesn't have, and expresses her desire to access the vault shortly. Proximus elaborates that he believes the real danger lies within the vault. He explains how humans in the past achieve remarkable things like reaching mountains, crossing oceans, and flying. Proximus thinks that apes can learn these skills too, but they need to access the vault to gain that knowledge. May disagrees, saying it's impossible. In response, Proximus unveils a map he created, revealing that he traveled with other humans before joining them to access the vault. May argues that the vault doesn't belong to him, but Proximus insists it will be his no matter what he has to do. Turning to Noah, Proximus acknowledges the young ape's cleverness in scouring for clues, but notes his efforts still lack the crucial know-how to penetrate the vault's defenses. Proximus takes note to see the view and tells him that this kingdom is for apes, and he's here to claim what's in the vault, which includes dangerous weapons. Proximus wants to go first to ensure the apes have the upper hand. He believes his job is to eliminate any threat because now this is his kingdom. Later, Noah finds himself alone when his mother tells him the eagles won't come since the clan is gone. Though shaken, Noah insists the clan's spirit lives in his heart. After his mother leaves, an eagle lands nearby, not to offer guidance but to derisively mock Noah's failure to uphold his promise to his late father, reuniting their scattered family. Feeling judged, Noah regrets his promise to his father to bring the family home, feeling he has failed. The clan now belongs to Proximus, but remembering the necklace Raka gave him, Noah realizes that sometimes laws can be wrong. Surprisingly, the eagle perches calmly on his arm instead of attacking. Later, Noah confronts May, accusing her of lying. She confesses that Proximus and the apes attacked her camp, killing everyone. She admits she was scared and needed Noah's help. Though Noah is skeptical of her story, May admits she should have trusted him. Noah considers that helping her might benefit him too, and starts asking her questions to decide. Noah wants to know why May needs access to the vault. May explains that inside the vault is a book that can teach humans to speak again. Noah wonders if humans and apes ever lived together peacefully. May reveals that initially apes were like humans until a virus made them smarter, nearly wiping out humans in the process. May knows a way into the vault, but Noah worries that water might ruin what's inside. After their talk, Noah seeks his brother's help to climb and free their clan. With Suna's assistance, Noah meets May again. She leads him to strategically place gunpowder in the structures. However, Trevathan catches them, uncovering their plan. May tries to persuade him to join them, but he refuses and threatens to inform Proximus. Realizing they have no other choice, May decides to hang Trevathan to keep him from revealing their plan. Later, May leads them on a frantic descent to the ocean's edge, where a treacherous climb awaits as part of their daring infiltration plan. This hidden entrance is the gateway to the long-sealed facilities housing the legendary vault. May instructs the group to hold position while she and Noah scout ahead, both teams remaining on high alert. Noah explores and discovers strange books and what appear to be miniature planets. Meanwhile, May retrieves a technological device resembling a server, obtaining what she needs to activate her escape plan. Before opening the door, she asks Noah to rescue her clan first, promising to set off the explosion afterward. However, as they open the vault doors, Proximus and his guards are waiting for them. Proximus expresses disappointment that Noah trusted a human. He tests Noah by taking his sister and forcing him to choose between her and May. Unable to decide, Proximus orders May's execution, but just as the order is given, a gunshot rings out. May has obtained a gun and shoots the ape holding No's sister, freeing her. Proximus, seeing the threat, allows May to leave and be free, but she has other plans. She activates the explosives on the wall, causing the ocean to flood the area gradually. As May escapes, the apes are trapped by the rising waters. Noah races to save his family, but is confronted by a furious guard. After a fierce fight, Noah manages to escape, leaving the guard to drown. As he surfaces, he discovers other survivors, but is viciously attacked by Nex, who brutally beats him in a fit of rage. Proximus orders No to kneel before him, but summoning his last ounce of strength, No begins to sing his clan's song. The apes around him join in, much to Proximus' confusion and fury. The solemn chant resonates, causing Proximus to lose his balance and fall into the churning ocean below. Following the battle, the clan gathers, but May appears in the distance, preparing to leave. No acknowledges Proximus' belief that humans won't stop until they possess everything for themselves. May counters that the knowledge in the vault rightfully belongs to humans, not apes. No disagrees, insisting that apes have a claim to it as well. He proposes they rebuild their homes even stronger than before, but May remains uncertain about the idea. No presents her with a necklace as a parting gift, yet she stays cautious, keeping her gun at the ready. Later, No cherishes time with his reunited ape family. He also ventures to another sealed vault, where he hands over items he found to a woman in a protective suit, indicating that pockets of intelligent humans still exist in isolation. Noah surveys the remnants of destroyed satellite dishes before returning to the telescope where he and May first met. In the closing moments, May activates the satellites of the human bases, establishing contact with other survivors across the globe, hinting at a new chapter in the relationship between humans and apes. What do you think of this recap? Please drop all your thoughts in the comments section below. One like from you and maybe subscribing would be great support for us. And that's it for now. See you in the next videos.